Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this another brand new day. It is, in fact, Friday, the 26th of October. It is my birthday. I turned 56 today. Apparently, I was born at like 7:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, or 6:30, something like that. Anyway, today is the day I turn even more ancient than I am, and I've got a hamster crawling around on my hand. And he's being very silly. He's a very silly goose. But he's little Dr. Snurf, little cookie. I just literally woke him up. I moved the lid of the cage and that woke him up, and then I scribbled and scrabbled outside of his nest so that he would come out to see what was going on, and then I picked him up and now here he is. So he's colder, he wants to find his bed. I'm gonna put him back because he's a sweetheart. I don't want him to fall or jump, so here we go. There we go, little guy. Thank you very, very much. You go back to your bed and you get some more sleep. Yay! I'm gonna finally, I've been meaning to put this on a big piece of cardboard. Like I've got these cardboard things that you can't see because of the angle of my webcam now, but I've got trifold things, and I've had the trifold things out before to show postcards, and I've got postcards on one of them, but I wanted to put this on the back of it because this is way back when I was in high school. A friend of mine whose father was big into TV and movies, who was a big writer, he had massive writing credits, and so my friend Randy Miller wanted to be a TV writer too. In fact, after high school, when everyone broke up, the next time I saw him, he had unfortunately picked up smoking and was trying to get me to pick up smoking too. He said, "Hey, it's a good thing," and I was like, "No thanks." I'm glad I never did. Even back then it was like, no smoking, no. And so, but he was writing in LA, so, but point being, we made some movies, we made a whole bunch of still pictures of stuff, we showed off movies to our school, so they got played in the auditorium. Ooh. But one of the things we did was, we found this goofy coat, we made a weird prop, and I played a character called Safari Bob. And this is something that we had taken a picture of and blew it up, huge size, and I got to keep it, and then my mother got hold of it, and this was made when I was like 15, 16 years old, and she's hung on to it, and I've wanted to put it up on that piece of cardboard, but this is me at like 15 or 16 years old, wearing the Safari Bob coat, with the big stupid prop gun and this pith helmet. I had so much hair back then, and of course no definition to my face, but that is me as a very, very young individual. How about that, huh? This is about the only picture of me that's really survived from me being young. Nothing else. That's kind of cool. I'm really glad that she hung on to that. I'm very sorry that she perished, but life is life. But that is cool. I wanted to get it up on, like I said, on the piece of cardboard so it's taped, but I need to put protective tape on that then, so that I put the tape that's going to put it on the cardboard on the protective tape on the picture so it doesn't tear the picture each time. But tape is destructive. You don't really want to put adhesive on it, so you want to like put pins, but you don't want to put pins through it. You put pins outside the picture and you hold it down with the outer edge of the thing, push pin, so that you're not putting it through the paper, which means it's got to stay in the cardboard. So it's just a lot of work because it's got to last. On the other hand, it's just stuff. So and talking about, ooh, that was a big lag spike. Talking about just stuff, I also have, I'm trying to remember this. Here's the latest Be Happy cards. I cannot remember how this was sent to me as a particular one package or a part of a larger package now, and I'm very sorry. I'm getting better with my memory, I'm getting better with my brain, but I'm still maybe 25% capacity of what I should be, which is still better than the 2 or 3% I was running on 4 years ago. So we're getting better, but it's a Be Happy pop open card with, you know, open a card whenever you find a reminder that blessings all around you. Yes, indeed. I've opened up, well, more than one, but less than one a day, even though I've tried. Still, savor the moment. They're even, it's kind of funny. I mean, they're perforated, so you can't accidentally see them. You gotta literally go pop, and then get the right side, and then finish perforating it, and then you read it. What the heck does it say? Yeah, this one isn't exactly, because, I mean, it's how beautiful it is to be alive. That's entirely subjective. That's like, you know, how beautiful it is to be made of stone. How beautiful it is to have white skin. How beautiful it is to be a member of just this one nation that's at war with everyone else. That one, I'm not too happy with this particular one. That's not a... There have been some very profound Be Happy cards. This one, especially if you're depressed and feeling horrible, how beautiful it is to be alive, you've already got the feelings that you know that that's not true. You get this, it's just rubbing it in your face that it's a lie. I'm not thrilled with that one. But that's all just personal choice. I mean, it is good to be alive. I mean, I'm glad to be alive. I enjoy metabolizing. It is a very, very good thing. Every day that I metabolize, every day that I'm on this side of the atmosphere, every day that I'm on this side of the ground, it's a good one. Which, of course, depending on your culture, I mean, for like American culture and a lot of Western cultures, you know, 6 feet under is how you signify being buried and dead and gone. And it's like you're on this side of the ground, but there are still a lot of cultures where they do sky burials, which is after death, they take the body apart so that it's easily used, and then they place it out in the open so that birds get it. And then when that's all done and all the meaty bits are gone, you take and clean the bones and you keep the bones where they belong, in an ossuary. Or, and there are some of those that afterward don't even do that. Sky burial. So, depending on your culture, you can't even say, oh, we're 6 feet under, because it's 6 feet under. What does that mean? So, thumbs up for that. Different cultures are fascinating. Different human ways of doing things are fascinating. Just like I find culture and language fascinating. Because I studied German in high school for 4 years, to the point that I found myself occasionally thinking in German. And then after that, I just didn't use it. And then when I went to Germany in the high school, in the United States Air Force, spent 2 years in Germany, it came flooding back, and I could carry on semi-fluent conversations with German nationals. And that was a good thing. But then once I left the Air Force and left Germany and started drinking, about all I can say now auf Deutsch is, ich kann nur ein sehr kleines bisschen Deutsch sprechen und verstehen. Life is life. I can usually puzzle my way through stuff given time and access to dictionaries. But when I was in the Air Force and I would travel from Zembach, where we had Zembach Air Base, because it was a little town named, and then they named the air base after the town, Zembach. So we would take the bus from there to Kaiserslautern. It was about a half-hour drive on the bus. And Kaiserslautern, gosh, was that, I can't remember how far, but it's south of Wiesbaden, if you know Deutschland any. And and eastern of Zembach, but there's, I don't know what it is now, but back then there's a huge concentration of all sorts of U.S. service types, like 30,000 American troops all around in that area. So Kaiserslautern was pretty big. I don't even know if it's still there, but there was Tilly's Tacos you could go to in K-Town. So if anyone's in Germany, is Tilly's Tacos still in Kaiserslautern? But point being, we would take the bus to the store, and I was really, really big, and I still wish I had them, but I was really big into the Tintin books and the Asterix and Obelix books. And I wish I had all those things still. But when I couldn't find them in English, I would buy them in German. And then I would read the German versions of the things on my way back in the bus, and I would just read them because I understood German enough. Now, gone. Which is fine. You know, use it or lose it. But it's just I find all sorts of languages and accents and cultures fascinating. Which is why I need to, I don't know if I need to, but I choose to be extremely careful when I do accents, because it's not as easy as it used to be. Of course, when you get older, things get harder. Your brain is not as pliant as it used to be, but still plastic. Oh, try and remember how I was talking on that one. Yes, accents. When I was younger, I had to be super, super careful, because anyone with even a slight accent, I would mirror it back at them without wanting to, and I would have to fight not to. Now it's not as hard. I have to work to mirror an accent back at people if I'm going to do that. But I try not to, because it can be very, well, considered very rude, very sarcastic. But you've heard me do my Scottish accent, the one where, you know, my grandparents were from Scotland. I don't know where from Scotland, but, you know, they came from Scotland, and I can do the Scottish accent, and I can do it pretty damn good, I think. And there's the thinner accent, and then there's the really thick Highlands accents that you can get into. So I'm okay with that, and I'm working on the Irish accents. There's a couple different types you can do, and I'm not quite sure. There's the really mildish one, and then of course there's the hearts, moons, stars, and clovers, where, boy, is that an exaggeration. There's this one fellow, RT Games. The things about him, he's very, very Irish, and Jacksepticeye talks about this too. A lot of when Irish people talk, they'll say tum for like thumb or toe boot. But oh boy, is that so not consistent. I listened to this deeply Irish fellow. He doesn't have the hearts, moon, stars, and clovers accent, but it's that RT Games fellow again. He says things like toe boot. And, you know, oh, I hurt my tongue. Because the TH you pronounce as a T. Except, all the time he's talking, he also says the and those. So go like, oh, there's that toll boot. So I've got to figure out when you pronounce the TH and when it's a T. That's tough, because that one's cultural. Ouch. And then, of course, the one accent that I try to be very careful about, because it can be very, very easily seen as punching down, and I really, really don't like that. But there's the one accent that I really, 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 really like is the rolling tones of, and boy, this one would get. I'm going to lose both Indian viewers and Pakistani viewers, because to me, both of those accents sound very, very similar. And Pakistan and India are almost at nuclear war with each other. I am so sorry, everybody, that they sound so similar to my ear. But the point being, when I go into a store and I see people that have accents, I have to try real hard not to be mirroring that accent right back at whoever talks to me. And that is very bad because you do not want to punch down at anybody. That is very, very bad. So I like accents. Boy, I love accents. I love language. I love cultures. But boy, do you have to be so careful that you're not punching down. Because like it or not, I'm an older, well, and a bug just flew into my eyebrow, almost caught my eye. I'm an older white male, which means even though I'm on the edge of homelessness, there's a whole bunch of white privilege just in my very existence, and it's so easy to punch down, and boy, you never, ever, 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 ever want to punch down. I've also opened up 24 hours worth of comments on my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me comments. I didn't get a chance to talk about a single thing I wanted to. I just remembered I didn't talk about going to therapy yesterday. But I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people. It is arranged because even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, with fibro and depression and all this stuff, it's hard to remember anything. I am so much better than I used to be, but still, it's difficult. And if you could... No? Well, I'm doing it early. So, what am I doing? I'm losing my mind is what I'm doing. My sincere apologies. And if I mispronounce their username, my sincere apologies. I am an American English speaker, and I'm not reading the comments right now. I have good peripheral vision, so like it or not, sometimes looking at your name, I see a whole comment. But on the whole, I'm not meaning to read comments. I'm just trying to thank people for having left a comment. A good comment, a bad comment, a different comment. You left a comment. Thank you very, very much. So, calling open my Chrome. Let me move that. What the heck? Oh, my Chrome vanished, then came back. Yusufer Alamuri, I bet I'm nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. And Mama Chell, greatly appreciated. Lucid Death, good name, I like that. The Gordo Gaming, thank you very, very much. And Kathy Kits Cat, greatly appreciated. Game Time Planet, thank you very, very much. BV, thank you, greatly appreciated. The future is unity. It may well be. Thumbs up for that. And Mr. Grimm, thank you very, very much. And Tristan Walker, greatly appreciated. Monrat Prefer, it's probably nowhere close, but I sure hope I'm close. Thank you very, very much. And Tom Haynes, greatly appreciated. Brian Glenn, thank you very, very much. Yart, Y-A-U-R-T, not sure how to pronounce that, but thank you very, very much. And Pandora, NYC1, thank you very, very much. Ken, thumbs up and thank you. And The Traveling Merchant, I like that name, thank you. Lucid PT, greatly appreciated. Metalhead Issues 6661. And Zuriel XX, thank you very, very much. Alex, greatly appreciated. And It's All 4L3X ROU, not sure how to pronounce that, but thank you very, very much. And Spooky Pal, greatly appreciated. Kyle Miller, thank you very much. And Lemeon Gotcha, thank you all so very much. Greatly appreciated. As stated, get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with actual people. It is a good thing. Thank you very much. I am an extroverted introvert. I spend time solitary, but not isolated. So being around people is exhausting, but something I like to do. So talking to people online and being reminded of this is a milder way of being reminded there's people. So thank you very, very much. Much less exhausting. If you can check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. I'm working on a blog. Brian Glenn is still getting that thing together. Thank you very, very much. And what was I going to say? Yes, if you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. Now, I would understand if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, but if you could, that would be very cool. But if you cannot, I do take all good wishes and deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool, greatly appreciated. I would understand if you don't want to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the very end of time. Yes, I'm very histrionic. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend. Hopefully I'm going to have a reaction video, hopefully a game video, hopefully a game video for the game channel. So you take care.